Video looks good. Audio looks good. Let's get a clap. So although I've wanted to do this video since pretty much the start of my channel, I haven't really felt inspired to do it until now. Everyone likes their own types of music for their own reasons. It's not like it's an amazing opportunity to see my perspective on rap. Unless, of course, you happen to be a music professor at a private liberal arts college who has, let's just say his own specific opinions on it. All right, quick story time. So my freshman year of college, I was sitting in my entry-level music class and we were talking about, you guessed it, opera. Wait, you didn't guess that? I thought that would be kind of obvious. I mean, every music professor and their third cousin wants you to get into opera. It's kind of a thing in small private liberal arts schools. Anyway, he was talking about the level of sophistication in opera, and he made a somewhat offhand remark about how on the other end of the sophistication spectrum, if that's what you want to call it, was, yeah, you actually guessed it, rap. Now, I'm not a very confrontational person, but in that moment, I almost stood up and asked my professor what kind of rap he was referring to. Because in my mind, he was thinking about this.
I killed Darnell, yeah, I shot him with my 9. I shot him 9 times, 90 him on the dime.
But all jokes aside, I was really taken aback by this. I mean, in my very humble opinion, sit down, to call rap unsophisticated is to completely disregard its vibrant culture and the violent history that created it. And yes, of course, there's always gonna be rap out there that I would never let my kids listen to. Not to name names or anything.
No, because I'm at Dunkin' Donuts and I really want to order my coffee.
But there still is a lot of rap that I really love, because it not only creates a platform for creativity and individuality, but pushes the boundaries of music as a whole. So without further ado, here is my unadulterated, individual, and passionate pitch as to why I think rap is not only one of the most sophisticated genres in music, but also one of the most influential. And honestly, I really hope my music professor sees this one day and maybe I can change his mind, if he can figure out how to turn the computer on. Look man, I know you love using your overhead projector, but it's okay now. We don't live in the Stone Age anymore. So I am gonna keep this as brief as possible because, let's be honest, history, it's kind of boring sometimes. Even the word history just makes me want to pop Advils on the way to my AP test. But with rap, I think it's really important to talk about because it explains just how we got to this point in the genre. The idea of rap in the US was first conceived in the 1970s, when DJs at block parties performing funk or soul or disco music were accompanied by MCs.
Hip-hop beats came from the get-down part of a record, and that was the real funky part of the song. Usually the drum break. Coke had like a cool, like he would do the shout-outs and stuff, you know what I mean, to the people in the crowd, the people that were associated with Hurt, the B-boys, or the people that, you know, was down. So it's like, you know what I mean? Yes, indeed, y'all, you rock with the rockers, you jam with the jammers, and boogie with the boogiers.
I go by the name of Coke, rock, the first MC of hip-hop, hop. My main man, cool DJ, Hurt, the father of the culture of this thing we call hip-hop.
And it didn't take very long for MCs to start rhythmically talking, or rapping, over the beats that DJs play.
Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet.
Fast forward to the mid-1980s and the birth of gangsta rap, driven by hard beats, malicious lyrics, and what many in the public eye viewed as misogynistic and violent songs. It was spearheaded by none other than the rap group NWA.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad cause I'm brown.
And while many of NWA's songs lived up to the criticism, the group was in part a response to the continued racism, police violence, and gentrification of black neighborhoods in Compton, 2 decades after the Civil Rights Act was passed.
5 white guys walking together are friends. 5 black guys walking together is a gang. And they have you like this and head down and you be on the concrete.
Nothing such as this has ever happened in Compton. It doesn't happen. I don't think they have black pride. I think they have green pride, and that's all that they're thinking about.
It's mad because we making more money than they are. We got pockets of full.
Think of it kind of like rioting and looting in big commercial stores after the destruction of entire black cities like Tulsa in 1920, and the continued killing of unarmed black civilians by police. Violence is never really justified, but, well, if you don't get it at this point, you don't get it. Fast forward again to now.
Big-eared bandit is tossing all his manners in a bag and wrapping them in saran wrap bandages.
Rappers, sometimes supported by their record labels and other times as independent artists, use their platform to tell their story. or to spread creativity and uniqueness, and sometimes as a result of gang violence and drug-related crime. And surrounded by all of these artists is a complex and ever-changing culture that can be credited to rap being used as an act of resistance towards authority.
Cause all I see is racist faces where hate lives and they rape kids in cages. What kind of nation? Lynch Elijah McClan and sent us to the Middle East to die for the flag.
It's like we've been content with losing, and half our students falling victim to the institution. Jobs are scarce since the scientific revolution, and little kids are shooting Uzis cause it's given to them.
At the white hand of justice, to tell the truth, man, I'm fucking disgusted. I fear for the lives for my sisters and brothers. Less fortunate than I, let's formulate a plan. I'm sick of holding grudges, I'm loading in on my sluggers and aiming in at you judges. Fuck the cops, fuck the system and the government, you fuckers not protecting and serving. You're more like damaging and hurting and letting off shots to your motherfucker. Certain he ain't breathing, you made it clear. Fuck your breath, nigga, don't even deserve air. Don't even deserve don't even deserve nothing. If black lives really manage, you niggas would do something.
As you can probably guess, as a privileged white boy living in the western United States for most of my adolescent life, I was never really introduced to rap music and rap culture. For most of my childhood, I was taught that rap is full of toxic masculinity and influences alcohol and drug use, which, if I'm being honest, is true for a lot of rap. However, I had never really considered that there could be a side of rap that encourages creativity, poeticism, even a surprising amount of LGBTQ+ awareness. And yes, this side certainly does exist, and it's actually pretty prominent in the rap scene today. I think that for the most part, the rap that came generations before me didn't really send that message very strongly, with prominent rappers belonging to collectives like NWA and Wu-Tang Clan. And a lot of the time, these collectives came out of a desire for change in black communities and as resistance to policing and white injustice. And although we're still definitely struggling with those issues in the US, black rappers now have a lot more opportunities to rise to fame and wealth thanks to more inclusive record labels. I think this has greatly influenced my generation of rap because it's allowed rappers to use their platform less as a form of protest and more as a creative outlet. Now, the very first rap song I ever truly listened to was Cocoa Butter Kisses by Chance the Rapper.
Okie dokie, alky, keep it low key like Thor, lil bro, or he'll go blow the loudy. Saudi if sour Saudi.
Okay, I can't give myself too much credit. It was mostly my big brother who introduced me to the modern world of rap. So a big shout out to Lord Pretty Flacco Malky too. That's a mouthful. But at the time that he started listening to rap, I was still very close-minded about the genre and considered it to be a less than talented profession. Especially when I would hear Chris Brown on the radio. But then again, he's still a trash rapper and a terrible person, so I guess not much has changed.
You don't assault Rihanna and get away with it, bitch.
By and large, I didn't know anything about these rappers or why they became famous. I just generalized all of them as rappers who I shouldn't listen to and who just spat meaningless words into a microphone. When my brother told me that Chance the Rapper's mixtape Acid Rap was performed partly while he was on acid, I got really intrigued. Now this was me in my silly 14-year-old head thinking,
oh my god, how could someone on a hard drug make a good rap song? It's not possible.
And it wasn't until I actually sat down and listened to all of Kendrick Lamar's album To Pimp a Butterfly that I started to understand the aesthetic aspects of rap and the potential for rap to be heart-wrenching, emotional, and still somehow bop. I mean, up until this point, I had no idea that rappers were combining their verses with jazz samples.
This dick ain't free. Living in captivity, raised my cap salary, celery, telling me green is all I need. Evidently, all I seen was spam and raw sardines.
This was groundbreaking to me. I had always liked jazz, but I never thought that someone would take the step to rap over it. Because of that, I started doing some research and quickly found that under the umbrella term of rap, there's not only jazz rap, but there's gangster rap, grunge rap, East Coast, West Coast, alternative rap, even country rap. Yeah, I think we all know which one I'm talking about on that one.
Gonna take my horse, gonna take my horse, gonna take my horse.
All of which are completely unique, all of which are influenced by something, and all of which influence each other. All of a sudden, I'm sitting at my computer screen, scrolling through rappers on Spotify, and I start to realize this is one of the most expansive and versatile and emotive genres in all of music. So now we've arrived at today, and at this point I have a pretty good idea of who my favorite rappers are, and of course who they aren't. But what makes a rapper one of my favorites? Yeah, that's where style comes in. Rappers that really stand out to me are the ones that bring something completely unique and unprecedented to the table. Whether it's through their style of voice, the creative aspects to their raps, or the way that they blend rapping and production. All of these things contribute to moving rap forward as a culture and a genre of music. Something that's always intrigued me is how famous rappers discovered their style. Even though rappers change their style a lot throughout their careers, I've always felt that there are aspects of a rapper's verses that stay really consistent over time. And mostly here, I'm talking about flow. Rappers' beats or complexity or production quality or overall sound can change drastically over the years of their career, but by and large their flow stays the same, which is something I just love.
See, when I'm with my friends, I just put on the front. But in the back of my top. I'm writing songs about we is including I, and yourself making 3. You remind me of my Beamer. See your ignition, baby girl, I'm trying to kill. And your headlights are off, I'm trying to see them. But it's not a lot of miles on your meter.
Wait, let's weigh my options. I bought me a mansion, I bought some attention, I'm giving them the Hobson, and dear boy swatking.
Carpet with my baby mama, $8 profit from the coffee I poke. Rent a center calling every day. Nobody home, they knocking on the door. Now skirt. The tours I only dream that I can afford.
My spotty senses got me on the fences. Whole squad and Ginza travel bag by Balenci. Big dog hitting big willies on the 6-speed.
For me, this is so important because it allows the captivated listener to pick out certain rappers and songs with features or something like that based solely on flow. Take this song from Dreamville's Revenge of the Dreamers 3, for example, featuring literally 9 rappers.
I got fans in Costa Rica. I got fans in Costa Rica. I got fans in Costa Rica. I got fans in Costa Rica.
I got that Mike Jack no just before the vitiligo. Norman Bates with the 8s, I'ma go psycho.
I got balled up, 100s in my pocket. Diamonds on me, water like a faucet.
Top of the morning to anybody who thought it was Betty by Jitty. I'm like a Jedi, mind tricks live inside of your head. I devilish red eyes, never been on a red eye. A Jedi be high forget.
I got too much skills, I flow like the water, so surprised I did not go kills. And I am your father like you was Luke Skywalker. And I concur and let it burn like Usher's perm and kill confirm.
Wap Dad 4000, which, by the way, amazing rap name, please keep them coming, starts out everyone's verses with I got bands in Costa Rica. But once they start rapping, you can tell immediately which is which if you've listened to any of their other music. One of my favorite things about rap collectives, too, is how a single beat is just laid down and every rapper gets a chance at putting their own specific style into it. A great example of this is Odd Future's Oldie, featuring, you guessed it, all of Odd Future on the same beat. Listen to the diversity of flow in this song.
Wolfgang party at the hotel. I call a hoe, you call a hoe, and all those.
What the fuck is caution? Often I leave you flossing in cars, X's next to coffins.
And still Mr. Smoke a lot of pot. Get your baby mommy pop with my other snobby bop. Do I love her? Probably not.
Rent a supercar for a day. Drive around with your friends, smoke a gram of that haze. Roll easy on the ounce, that's a lot for a day.
Contrast is a pair of lips. Swallowing syrup and setting fire to sheriff's whips. Whoops. Fucking all-American terrorists. Crush a rapper larynx to feed him a fucking carrot stick.
OF. Shit, that's all I got. From my bigger brother Frankie to my little brother Tock. From that father figure Clancy to that skating nigga Knock. Shredding down facts. Wolfgang run the fucking block.
Anyways, there are way too many amazing flows out there for me to pick out just 1 or 2 that I like the most.
Hey guys, Editor Gabe here. Did you miss me? So long story short, I filmed a skit for this segment of the video and I just really didn't like it that much. You know, I filmed it kind of in a rush and when I was looking back at the footage, I thought I could definitely do better with it. So what I think I might do is film that skit again and put it in a separate video and call it a deleted scene or something. But for the sake of this video, I also don't want to brush over the artists that I was talking about.
These ones.
So yeah, I'll leave it be now, but you know, I just wanted to kind of preserve the flow of the video. No pun intended. Editor Gabe out.
But this short list of examples doesn't even begin to cover all of my favorite rapper flows, so I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of my favorites. JID, Goldlink, Busta Rhymes, of course, Rick Ross, Anderson .Paak, honestly all of ASAP Mob, Denzel Curry always goes hard, Frank Ocean on certain tracks just goes absolutely nuts, No Name and Joey Badass drop bars while also constantly using their platform for black empowerment, Smino, and I guess I'll give some love to my white rappers out there. Let's see. Logic, I guess, Jack Harlow, and just cause someone's gonna say it if I don't and get on my ass, Eminem. Not my favorite flow out there, but I mean, you gotta give the guy credit. He can spit like 10 words a second. Anyways, I hope that helped a little bit in exploring my perspective on flow. For me though, it's more than just flow that makes a rapper one of my favorites. And I can't quite explain what it is, but their music has to be pushing the genre forward somehow. Don't get me wrong, I still love the kind of rap that's just a simple beat and the rapper's laying down verse after verse, bar after bar. But listen here to the outro of JPEG Mafia's song Free the Frail. You'll see what I mean.
It's too thick to stand.
Now, if you took that part of the song and separated it from the rest, would you consider it rap? Of course not. And that's exactly what I love about this song. It's not just rap. It doesn't have to be just rap. Another example is Jaden Smith and his song Noise, where the whole of the song is loud, aggressive, not really my favorite if I'm being honest. But the outro here makes a point to experiment with production and how the chords used in the rap portion of the song can be transformed.
I had to try. I really wanna fly with you. Sunset on our life. I really wanna try.
The way he takes that ethereal, electronic sounding voice and overlays it with the original beat is just... I love that shit. Just before I forget, here are a couple of random things I love about the kind of rap I listen to. Song changes. In other words, changing the whole production style and feel of a song halfway through. Why don't artists do this more often? It's kind of sick. I mean, what's better than one talented artist on one track? One talented artist on two tracks, duh. Here's some examples.
Like, I hate wasted potential. That shit crushes your spirit. It really does. It crushes your soul.
I also love the way that Tyler, the Creator, puts both names of the songs in the title when he makes a song like that. It's dope, it's classy, and it helps tell the larger story of the album. Rap collectives. And for this, I go back to my previous point. What's better than one rapper laying bars down on a dope beat? Multiple rappers doing that, obviously. This includes my favorite collective of all time, Brockhampton, of course, Odd Future and ASAP Mob, as mentioned earlier, NWA, Wu-Tang Clan, Gangstar, who am I missing? And I think one of my favorite things about collectives overall is the temporary nature of them. Of course, rappers and their willingness to collaborate aren't going to be around forever. It's super cool for me to see how rappers that were once part of a collective, like Odd Future for example, go on to pursue insanely lucrative solo careers. A collective that just entered the realm of existence for me is Black Hippie, which had Absol, J-Rock, Kendrick Lamar, and Schoolboy Q. Talk about a rap powerhouse. But yeah, rap collectives. They're never not a good idea. Just do it.
Okay, sorry, just one more thing. I wanted to briefly give a shout out to the women rappers out there that are killing the game. And I genuinely think that the kind of hypersexualized WAP genre of women in hip hop has its own value. You know, it's not what I really listen to, but it's definitely empowering in its own way. What I don't like about it is when the entire genre of hip hop as it pertains to women is usually stereotyped and confined to that category. When there are so many women in rap that are breaking boundaries outside of it. And I know I mentioned No Name earlier, but I really want to shout out some other women rappers real quick. Like Doechii, Her, Fouché. I mean, I really like what Doja Cat is doing despite her weird social media presence. Kali Uchis, Jhené Aiko, Tierra Whack, and probably a lot more that I'm forgetting, but I want to speed this up. Just keep doing what you're doing. Dodge the bullshit. Back to the video.
So there you have it. Those are the styles of rap that I really enjoy. But where do we go from here? So something I've barely touched on in this video is the influence that SoundCloud has had in my generation of rap. You've all heard the term SoundCloud rappers. You probably know a few people who plug their SoundCloud on their social media. It's not uncommon. And it seems to me like SoundCloud has basically provided a platform for anyone willing to spend $200 on a mic and recording software. And whether you like it or not, SoundCloud has actually had a huge influence on the rap scene today. I mean, some of the hugest names in rap right now actually got their starts on SoundCloud. I'm talking X, 21 Savage, Denzel Curry, Suicide Boys, even Chance the Rapper would be basically nothing if not for his mixtapes 10 Day and Acid Rap blowing up on SoundCloud. And of course, we can't forget the poster boy of SoundCloud rappers making it big, Lil Pump.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Obviously, the exposure that SoundCloud has created for all kinds of rappers and producers has its ups and downs. On the one hand, without it, we wouldn't have some of our favorite rap icons today, because a lot of the time, they weren't financially stable enough to pursue record deals before their songs blew up on SoundCloud. On the other hand, because of it, we have the emergence of people like this.
Growing up, I was always on that little website, spellsandmagic.com, trying to turn myself into a mermaid, bro.
And this.
Like, bitch, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Stupid or dumb? Huh?
Look, I'm not trying to knock the hustle. You make money in the ways you make money. But I think a lot of rappers in the scene today would say that this gives rap a really bad name. In fact, many famous rappers, like Snoop Dogg, for example, have actually encouraged their peers to stop collaborating with 6ix9ine because of his ridiculous antics.
You funky dog head, rainbow head, dog head bitch.
But then again, this whole misogynistic, drug-fueled, gang violence promoting part of rap is unfortunately part of the culture too. But I don't think it defines rap as a whole. I guess what I'm trying to say with this whole thing is that you can listen to whatever rappers you want, but unless you actually pay attention to these people's stories and how their music affects the world, rap is going to continue to be viewed as this disgusting bottom feeder music genre to most everyone over the age of 30. I think of it like this. You can listen to a whole bunch of country musicians, but when you start to narrow it down to the country musicians who don't murder their wives, it becomes a whole different genre. I'm kidding, guys. Please don't shoot me. I know you have guns and stuff. I actually kind of like country sometimes. A little bit. I listen to rap because it's music I enjoy and its artists have character like no other genre that I've experienced in my generation. I think it's very expansive. I think it's definitely one of the most influential genres in music, and I wanted to keep moving forward. SoundCloud or not. But seriously, the next person to name themselves PP Cocaine on SoundCloud is actually gonna make me jump off a bridge. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I guess you actually made it to the end this time. Good for you. You know I'm watching you. Subscribe if you like my content. Make sure to add a comment if you have anything to say about any of this stuff. I want to start a conversation. You know me. Should I do more rap-related videos in the future? Let me know. in the comments. But also, I don't really care. I'm probably just gonna do more anyway, so. And until next time, I'll see you later.